Think about the first of the month. For most of us, it's not just a date on the calendar. It's a moment of significant financial tension. We often talk about rent being high, but that word, expensive, hardly captures the weight of it. It's a foundational cost that dictates every other choice we make, from what we eat to how much we can save for the future. And the hardest part? It feels completely unavoidable. Unlike a luxury or a subscription you can simply cancel, housing is a biological and social necessity. When prices climb, you can't just opt out. You're locked into a system that feels like it's moving against you, no matter how hard you work. But why is this happening? To understand the why, we have to look at the physics of cities. Demand moves fast. In our modern world, a new industry can sprout up, or a company can hire 1,000 people in a single quarter. Human desire and economic needs can shift in an instant, sending a wave of people toward a single location. Every year, the trend continues. More and more people move into cities. They are looking for community, for culture, and for a better life. This constant influx creates a high-speed pressure on the existing infrastructure, a pressure that the city isn't always prepared to handle. Here is the fundamental mismatch. While 1,000 people can decide to move to a city in a weekend, housing doesn't appear overnight. You cannot download a new apartment building. You cannot stream a new neighborhood. There is a physical, material reality to where we live that cannot keep up with the speed of our digital age decisions. This leads us to a hard truth. Supply moves slowly. Even in the best of times, increasing the number of homes in a high-demand area is a multi-year journey. While the line of people waiting for a home grows daily, the line of new homes being finished moves at a crawl. From the first architectural drawing to the final inspection, building housing takes years. It involves engineering, labor, sourcing materials, and navigating complex safety standards. Every month that a project is delayed is another month where demand continues to outpace what's available. But it isn't just about construction time, it's about the rules we've written for our land. Zoning matters. These invisible lines on a map dictate exactly what can be built and where. Often, these rules were written decades ago, and they haven't changed to meet the needs of the people living here today. In fact, in a staggering number of our most desirable neighborhoods, apartments are actually illegal to build. We have restricted our cities to single-family homes in areas that desperately need density. This legal gridlock is one of the primary reasons supply can't catch up, even when the demand is screaming for it. So why don't we just leave? We stay because our lives are location-bound. Our livelihoods, the jobs that pay our bills, are often tied to the geography of the city. Economic opportunity isn't spread evenly across the map, it clusters. To leave the city is often to leave the very career path that allows us to survive. It's also about the next generation. Schools are a massive anchor. Education pulls families into cities because we want the best resources for our children. A cheaper house in a place with no educational infrastructure isn't a bargain. It's a sacrifice many parents aren't willing to make. Then there is our physical well-being. Healthcare is a major factor. Specialized medical access, advanced trauma centers, and life-saving treatments concentrate heavily in metro areas. For those with chronic conditions or families to care for, being near these facilities isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Opportunity clusters mean that people will always follow the path to a better life. Because of this, demand never rests. Even when one person decides the rent is too high and leaves, there is a line of new arrivals ready to replace them. The cycle is constant, and the pressure never lets up. It is often said that parents will do anything for their children, and in the housing market, that translates to a fierce competition for location. Education pulls families into cities with a force that is almost impossible to break. We aren't just looking for four walls and a roof. We are looking for the right school district, the right after-school programs, and the right community for our kids to grow up in. This is why demand never rests. It's a constant pulsing pressure. Even when the prices become astronomical and some families are forced to move away, the cycle doesn't break. There is always a new wave of arrivals, new parents, new workers, new dreamers, stepping in to take their place. The city is a revolving door of human need, and as long as opportunity is concentrated in these centers, the demand will never truly slow down. We've all heard the advice. If it's too expensive, just move. It sounds so simple when said out loud, but as we've seen, location matters deeply. Many specialized jobs exist only in certain cities. You can't just move a career in tech, fashion, or specialized medicine to a rural town and expect it to function the same way. We often hear the phrase, just move, as if the map is a blank canvas, where every city offers the same life. But the truth is, location matters in ways that go far beyond aesthetics or weather. Our economy has become hyper-specialized. If you are a biomedical researcher, a high-frequency trader, or a specialized tech developer, your career doesn't just exist in a vacuum, it exists in a specific ecosystem. Many jobs exist only in certain cities. If you are a specialized tech developer, a high-level medical researcher, or an artist in a specific niche, you are physically tethered to the infrastructure of a major hub. These cities aren't just where we live, they are the ecosystems of our industries. Moving to a cheaper rural area might lower your rent, but it could also mean the end of your career path entirely, because those specific roles simply don't exist anywhere else. In this system, staying in an expensive city isn't a luxury choice, it's a survival strategy to stay connected to your livelihood. Beyond the job, there are family constraints. We have kids in school, elderly parents who rely on us, and immigration statuses that might tie us to a specific jurisdiction. These are the threads that weave our lives together, and they aren't easily cut just to save a few $100s on a lease. It's often said that parents will do anything for their children, and in the housing market, that translates to a fierce competition for location. Education pulls families into cities with a force that is almost impossible to break. We aren't just looking for four walls and a roof. We're looking for the right school district, the specific special education programs, or the extracurricular opportunities that only exist in well-funded urban centers. But for many, the choice to move is actually a legal impossibility. This is where we have to look at family constraints and immigration status. For a significant portion of our neighbors, their right to live and work in this country is tied to a specific employer, a specific jurisdiction, or a specific local sponsorship. Moving to a cheaper state or a different city could mean jeopardizing years of legal paperwork or losing access to the specific legal and social support systems found in major metro areas. When you combine these legal hurdles with the need for stable schools and family support, the suggestion to, quote, just move reveals itself as a myth. The system is rigid, and for those navigating immigration or complex family needs, the trap of high rent is backed by the force of law. The reality is that lower rent isn't, quote, free. Often, a lower cost of living is accompanied by lower pay. These trade-offs frequently cancel each other out. You might save on your monthly rent check, but those savings quickly disappear into higher gas prices, longer commutes, or a smaller paycheck. Ultimately, the goal is to make life easier for renters. It is important to realize that this situation isn't a mistake. It's a system under immense pressure. When we look at the rising cost of living, it's easy to internalize the struggle. We wonder why we can't save more, or why we feel stuck in a cycle of high rent and stagnant wages. But as we've seen, this isn't a personal failing. It is a system under immense structural pressure. The system is rigid. It's a system where demand moves with the speed of a click, but supply is held back by years of construction and outdated zoning laws that make density a crime. It's a system that anchors our healthcare, our children's education, and our careers to specific, expensive ground. So, if you feel like you are running a race that has been rigged against you, remember this: you're not failing. You are simply living through a moment where the physical world hasn't caught up to the needs of the people. This isn't a mistake. It's the reality of a world that has become too rigid for the people it's meant to house. We don't just need more buildings, we need a system that finally moves as fast as we do.